Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I wanted to take some time to just chat with you a little bit about a subject that is really near and dear to my heart. And this is something that I've struggled with for years, and I know so many other people are struggling with it as well. And that is to just be heard and to feel like other people, that maybe there was some kind of quarrel or something along those lines. You want everything to be okay, and you know that everything would be okay if they just knew your side of the story, or if they just understood where you were coming from and realized that you meant no harm, or that if harm was done then you're sorry about it, or whatever the case may be. And so I know that a while ago I was doing these tea chats and just chatting with you guys about different subjects. And so I thought that, especially since I've been asked a lot more recently to continue on with these, that it would be good to share something along these lines, make sure that I have some of these chats going within my channel. And so I thought that with this month being the month of carrying on, that it is the perfect subject matter to talk about, and that is just how to carry on with your life in different situations. And today I wanted to talk about how you can still carry on even if you don't feel heard. Now, I had a viewer recently write in to me about this, and she wanted to know what to do in these certain situations. She's lost friends, she's lost family, and I just want you to know that I have been there. This is something that I struggled with for years, and it's something that I think so many of us actually struggle with. And especially with social media, there are certain things that we know to be true, but not everybody else knows what's going on. And that's how it was for me. And so I just wanted to share with you some of the stuff that I went through, and how having gone through these certain situations really helped my life. At the time, I couldn't see any good that was coming from it. It really altered the way that I felt I lived my life and the person that I was. And I was just in a really dark place at this time. And so, especially not having the support I felt is what I needed, but what I really needed was just to let go and to not feel like I had to be heard, to feel like I was worthy, to feel like I was important, or to feel like I was loved. And so that is something that I hope to impart to you today with this conversation. So I just wanted to share a little bit about what I went through and how it's really helped me in my life, and how I'm using the tools that I learned back then to help others today. So let me just take you back in time to when Jorge and I were dating. We were dating, we had this group of friends that we were around, and we enjoyed showing one another our, I don't know, affection, or like we would hold hands, we would kiss. It wasn't a big deal to us. And I learned with some of the friends that we were with that it really, especially one in particular, it bothered her. And so I think from that, it really started to snowball into a lot of other things, just because there may have been some other underlying issues that she had with different things. And that's not what I wanted to get into or anything along those lines, but needless to say, it started to spiral out of control. And what really helped that was social media. And at the time, all I had was an AOL account, and there were pages on there that you can update and stuff along those lines. And I visited my friends, and it turned out, it seemed as though she was writing me a message through there passive aggressively. And then I started playing along. And I had the mentality that I wanted to fix the situation. She didn't really want to have a face-to-face conversation about any of this. So that's what I ended up doing with her, is we would go back and forth, and within the same day updating our pages. And then it even started to take over our MySpaces when we both had those. And it was crazy. Like, looking back on all of the time I spent doing that, trying to prove myself, trying to just, make her see that the way that she saw me was wrong. And I didn't have the intentions that she was saying that I had. And all of this ridiculousness is what I like to call it. And so this went on for years and years, even into having children. And that's the saddest part to me, is that I feel like I wasted so much of my life on this. I would get home and I would check my computer to see if she wrote me another passive-aggressive note, and just hours and hours. And then I would try to write something back, to try to get her to see that, no, it's not that bad, and how can you think these things? And oh man, just the thought of it is tiresome to me. And to also think that I brought other people into that, I felt like I had to say my side of the story. And there's so much more that went on to it, but without getting into all of the details about it, I just want you to know that so many of us go through these things. And I see it, when I see it happening, especially with someone on Facebook, for instance, and not that I have a Facebook, but when I did have a Facebook and I witnessed some of this stuff going on, it just really turned my stomach, because I knew that that was me. That's what I did. Those passive-aggressive notes or the quotes or whatever it is that you are trying to speak to somebody instead of speaking directly to them. And if you don't have the opportunity to speak directly to a person over a matter, then let it go. That's the best way that I have found to just really rid yourself of all of the hurtful feelings. And while I feel like, looking back, some of that stuff did hurt, it was more hurtful that I held on to it and that I was trying to explain myself over and over again. And what I am here to tell you is that you don't need that in your life. If a person doesn't want to hear you, if they, just don't even want to be a peacemaker in any sort of way, then be happy to move on from that. It can be hurtful at first because you want these people in your life. You really feel like you want these people in your life. I felt for me that, having these people in my life, if these people that, we were all supposed to be friends, and, we had so much in common, or at least I thought we did, that if we were all friends and everything was good, then life would be great. But really, that wasn't the case, and I was making something up in my mind, or I felt like it would be better than it really was, and underlying issues which maybe the other person had that I wasn't really aware of, then that caused more issues, and it would have been better for us not to be friends. So all of that to say that now I'm in a situation where I've gotten myself away from those that felt, to treat me in a very poor way. I've found my worth, and also just being around friends that treat you like a real friend. There's no, underlying comments or passive-aggressive comments that make you feel, just really yucky inside, and all of those different kind of things. You still have maybe some issues, but you are okay bringing it to them. Maybe you think on it for a while, but you're okay talking about it, and you guys make up, and those are the good friends. Those are the kind of friends that you want to have surrounding you. And so I'm just so happy to have that kind of community now, where I have the friends that wish you well, that want what's best for you, and that are also those kind of peacemakers. What I have found to be very helpful for me is to have gone through that, because now if I ever feel like a person doesn't want to be friends, or maybe there is an issue and they don't want to work it out, then that's okay. It's okay on my part. I've done what I can to make peace. And if they're not okay with that, the last thing I'm going to do now is to run after the person to try to make everything right, especially if I've done everything that I can do and there's still those feelings within the other person, or maybe we just wouldn't make good friends. And so that's okay. And that's something that I have a friend now, I have a couple of friends who actually feel these kind of feelings, and I just try to encourage them that I've gone through this and it was such a waste of my time to constantly, beat myself up over and over and over again and try to do anything and everything to try to be friends with a person who really, they didn't want to be friends to begin with. And anything that you would do, they would find an issue with. I mean, a lot of you probably have been through that. You've felt those kind of feelings where nothing you can do can make anything right. I've touched on this a little bit, I would say, with family even, that there are some family members that you may have that they don't want to get together, or maybe you guys just don't click the same way, or you put in all of this effort and then it's not received very well, or that it's not reciprocated, all of those different kind of things. And just to let go of that, and it's okay to let go. Know that you are worth a wonderful friendship. You are worth people in your life who treat you with love, and never to feel like there's no hope in finding good friends or surrounding yourself with people that are going to love you. Just you make sure to do everything within your power to live peaceably, and everything will fall into place, even if it's without those people that they don't want things to work out, and that's okay. So thank you guys so much for listening. I hope that you guys will chime in the discussion in the comments below. And if anybody else is struggling with something, maybe you guys can help within the comment section to encourage, to help support one another. And yeah, I hope to bring these kind of conversations back. Also, let me know in the comments below what other kind of things you would like to hear discussed, and just maybe my take on it, and then hearing what other people have to say about it as well. I think that that's always such a fun way to discuss some of these topics, especially within the comments section. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I hope that you take care and have a beautiful day. Bye everyone.